What if I told you that a war happening thousands of miles away is quietly emptying your wallet right now? This financial drain bypasses tax codes and donation buckets entirely. It is a silent surcharge on the essentials of modern life. You pay it every time you settle a fuel bill or walk through a grocery checkout. You might feel like you are working harder than ever, yet your savings account remains stagnant at the end of the month. This is the friction of global instability reaching your front door. Drop a yes in the comments if you've noticed your own monthly expenses creeping up over the last few years without a clear explanation. While governments debate military budgets, the true cost of global instability is an economic force that dictates your current cost of living. Think of the global economy as a highly sensitive web. Pull one thread in a distant region, and the entire structure moves. The moment a conflict starts, trade routes become hazardous. Ships are rerouted, and critical oil shipments get delayed for weeks. When oil is delayed, fuel prices jump. Moving every standard container across the ocean and every heavy truck across the country becomes more expensive. Those transportation fees are passed down the line until they reach the price tags on your supermarket shelves, driving up the cost of milk, apples, and basic staples. That physical delay in the supply chain is the mechanical link that turns a distant bullet into a higher grocery bill right down your street. But delays are only half the problem. When uncertainty hits, fear spreads, causing businesses to raise prices preemptively. That fear quickly bleeds over from what you spend into what you save, placing an emotional tax on your retirement funds and personal investments. Whenever geopolitical tensions rise, institutions scramble for safety. They trigger rapid trades that cause currencies to tumble and stock values to swing wildly in a single afternoon. This volatility is where ordinary people lose their savings. Fear overrides logic, pushing them to sell off their portfolios at the bottom of the dip. History shows that the collective psychological reaction to a conflict often destroys more retirement wealth than the actual destruction on the ground. When governments pivot to heavy defense spending, they redirect industrial resources towards security and away from domestic infrastructure. Watching this shift, private businesses brace for impact. Instead of investing in new projects or taking risks, they hoard cash and freeze expansion. This chart shows how caution trickles down. As defense spending rises, companies stop hiring, innovation slows, and wages flatline. Project this over a decade, and that gap represents a permanent erosion of your purchasing power. Prices climb, but your income trails behind. Ultimately, the shockwaves of distant battles settle into your household budgets, leading to a stagnant local job market and a paycheck that buys less every year. You cannot control global politics, but you can fortify your own financial defense. Resilient individuals anticipate these cycles by building emergency funds, eliminating high-interest debt, diversifying into multiple income streams, and refusing emotional investment decisions so they aren't relying on a single stagnant wage when markets fluctuate. They understand that economic instability is a recurring feature of the modern world, not a rare anomaly. Trying to predict the next crisis is a losing game. Preparation always beats prediction. Every global conflict creates financial winners and losers. Understanding this connection is how you ensure your future wealth is protected. Tell me in the comments, what's the biggest financial change you've noticed recently? Subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next one.